we're going to read one of the two emails that Martin, should
Just
I say
Martin.
this person's full name?
Just
Martin
Martin.
sent us.
Yeah.
Martin, not the Martin that we all know from college, to the best of my knowledge, unless he changed his last name. So he says, hi. I'm just now finding your podcast and really enjoyed the Dear Evan Hansen and Pirates episodes.
Oh,
Wow.
So, yes.
Two very differing
Dear Evan
opinions.
Hansen. Yeah. So I love Dear Evan Hansen. How dare you say that? No, just kidding. Looking forward to diving into the history and spending more time with you. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Okay. I'm Martin. I'm just a guy who loves theater and got into Gilbert and Sullivan in 1983 or so when two things happened. One, the Pirates film dropped on HBO, and two, my mom appeared in a local production of Trial by Jury. I don't know that one.
Oh.
I don't know her.
I credit GNS with inspiring me in an interest in opera, and I've now sung in 27 productions.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Martin, that's amazing.
Good for you, Martin. So I have a lot of thoughts during your episode, and I just thought I'd put my random musings into an email since y'all are so thirsty for them. So here they are.
At least they're listening.
1, you must see the Pirates movie. Do not deprive yourself on this delirious slice of 80s teen exploitation. It's basically a Naked Gun / scary movie style spoof with tons of pop culture and dirty jokes thrown in, not another Pirates movie. While there are some wonderfully terrible songs, I defy you not to get happy endings stuck in your head. Interesting. They do retain some Gilbert and Sullivan, including Rocky Mountain, Major General, Tarantara, and Cat Like Tread. So a lot of our favorites.
A lot of
Weird.
the faves, yeah.
Christy McNichol makes a terrific tomboyish Mabel, and Christopher Adkins, fresh off the Blue Lagoon, has the same look as Rex Smith and is funny and charming.
Oh,
The Major
yes.
General is totally stage-worthy, and the Pirate King is campy AF. It's a guilty pleasure worth seeing at least once. So, recommendation from Martin for
That is a
everyone.
glowing rec to see it. I guess I'd never I didn't even think of the context of it could have been a parody movie, like disaster movie or scary
Yeah.
movie, you know?
Yeah.
Because for some reason, I mean, I guess Airplane is that.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess those had started pre the
Mm.
Pirates movie, but
Mhm.
I don't really think of that until like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah. So it was ahead of its time. 2,
Forward thinking.
Forbidden Broadway did a great parody of the Pap Show with fun jabs at Klein's hamming and Ronstadt's shaky soprano Enjoy, and he gave us a link.
Great.
I have already
Love
forgotten
Forbidden
what the Pap Show is. Was that the
That was the Broadway one that
inspired the? Okay,
basically
great.
is the movie.
I cram for the episodes, and then all of the information
All of
leaves
it
my brain
disappears.
immediately. That's why we write things down. I can go back to the show notes for you too. Okay. Number 3, well, Calvin Klein is the bare rug-chested pirate daddy of everyone's
Calvin
dreams.
Klein?
Did I say Calvin Klein?
Well,
Calvin Klein is hot. I just want you to know. Sorry. Well, Kevin Klein is the bare rug-chested pirate daddy of everyone's dreams. Young me was head over heels for the dreamed twink Rex Smith.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah.
While by most standards his vibrato is out of control, I like it. As a teen, I remember just melting at the way he sings, "Ladies, do not shun me" at 38 seconds. And then he gives us another YouTube link.
Mhm.
Matt,
I really-
listener of the show, Matt sent me after our episode aired, sent me shirtless pictures of Rex, and I was like,
Wow. Everyone's trying to
Everyone-
win us on Team Rex. I really wish Smith had found more musical theater roles instead of focusing on lame pop music and soap operas. And why didn't Jim Steinman give him a song like Making Love Out of Nothing at All, Injustice?
I love that song.
I literally don't know what that means.
Love out of nothing at all.
I don't know that song.
Is this an 80s pop song?
Yes.
It's in the dark ages for me, so I don't know.
Yeah. It was before the Enlightenment.
Before the Enlightenment of 1990. My favorite song in the show, this is number 4, is Away Away, My Heart's on Fire. I adore
Away,
the melody.
away, my heart's on fire. Da 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 da. Sorry.
Thank you, Adam. I adore the melodrama of it, and the Pirate King
I
hedging his
adore
bets.
the melodrama. My God, it just drags, and I can't.
The Pirate King hedging his bets about just when their terrible vengeance will occur. Ruth, tonight he dies. King, yes, or early tomorrow. Number 5, Orphan Often. Okay,
Oh,
this
yeah.
I feel like you are misunderstanding the bit that we were doing. So he says, imagine the words spoken in extremely posh diction and it makes sense. Think Frankenfurter. Very funny that he put that in.
Very funny.
It's not often we receive visitors. George Rose using the broad Irish accent to evoke some waif-selling matches one supposes is certainly a choice. So I guess he's saying that in the movie they don't super do it well.
Yes.
Let me be clear that I was just being annoyed with Adam because I was trying to make a point and he was doing a bit. It's not that we literally don't understand what's happening.
No.
Just in
It's
case
just
that was a
Adam is-
miscommunication.
It's just
Right.
It's
Adam
just
is
that
annoying.
sometimes
I-
when
that's
toddlers
right.
are
I
persistent, the
understood.
thing you have to do is ignore them.
No, yeah, I
Um,
got it from the beginning.
yeah,
I
yeah,
knew
yeah.
for sure. There wasn't a
No,
question.
actually, the problem was that you don't know what an orphan is. It wasn't about the pronunciation.
You've made it to 30, and you have no idea.
And
We
you've
did 3
never-
episodes on Annie, and I have no idea what an orphan is.
Should Mabel be pretty? This is something we discussed.
Mm.
The text says, "Oh, is there not one maiden here whose homely face and bad complexion have caused all hope to disappear of your winning man's affection?" And Mabel says, "Yes, one." To me, this implies she's actually the plainest of the sisters, but Frederick is too naive to notice. He took Ruth as beautiful after all. This is a joke that I think is in the text, but has never, to my knowledge, been played.
Yeah.
I would love to see Mabel played by someone like Nicola Collin. I think that's how you say her name, from Bridgerton and Dairy Girls.
Oh, yes.
y'all
yes,
seen her.
yes, yeah,
Love
yeah.
her.
Colin, I'm not sure how you say her last name. Anyway, I mean, yeah, I feel like she plays like homely characters, although it is actually gorgeous in real life as
Yes,
well.
yeah.
But I do love her. So love the idea. Yeah, I think that it is like in the text supposed to be that, but I also, Martin, would argue that perhaps she is being like not deferential, but self-critical. That maybe she actually is not homely. It's just that she
Right, because also in most productions, she's not on stage when he's singing to them. It's not until she comes out, and then she said, and then it's like, oh, so it could go either way. Maybe she is like actually homely, or he's saying because the sisters are supposed to be like not super attractive.
Yeah.
And so then she was like, well, how's this for a
how's this for a how's this for a personal essay?
What you want, Warner, what you want is me.
So stupid. It's Legally Blonde.
Somebody wants us to do that.
Yes, that was a listener request for us to do the recorded.
Oh, but isn't it a pro shot?
Kind of. It's actually more like a TV movie.
It's a pro shot.
It's
Okay.
No, because they have commercial breaks. Because it was MTV.
Okay, but it's
Commercial
still a pro
break.
shot. It's on stage.
Patreon.
Patreon.
Or like a reward to ourselves. I feel like pro shots are more fun than movie
Yeah.
musicals, really.
Well,
Is my opinion. Number
We'll watch
7.
a really bad one and then reward ourselves with Legally Blonde.
Okay, deal. When we watch Dear Evan Hansen too. 7. I would love to hear you all talk about your experiences on the Hot Mikado. Do we feel healed enough from the trauma? Just kidding. It was not that
Okay,
bad.
I will.
so Molly had the easiest job because she was not on stage.
Stage manager.
Stage manager, absolutely keeping us all in check. I trying not to bury, an actually like good experience I had in our college in our program. I think it was crazy because it was one of like our best productions. I would say like it was like the stage was super ornate, like the set design was great, the costumes were amazing. I felt like we had a really talented group. Everyone.
That's not what he's asking, RJ.
Was I the only Asian in the cast? Yes. Was there one other person of color and it was Katusha? Yes. So that was kind of the big problem. The T was that we were originally going to The T was originally, it was going to be West Side Story, which I don't know how we would have done that.
Also
either.
a bad idea.
Also a bad idea, but I think they were going to do it like, well, we have the dancers.
For more reasons.
More
I think.
reasons actually, but because the tour was going on, they had bought out the rights. We couldn't have the rights to it, so our solution was Hot Mikado instead.
I think that it comes down to we raised some concerns, and I mean RJ, like you, I think were instrumental in this. I don't want to say we as if I don't want to take credit,
but
it's not due.
The cast was like, even I was surprised that like we as a cast were like, as students were like, should we actually be doing this?
The cast raised some concerns about the content of the show and the way that it stereotyped Asian people, and I think did it kind of a few years before that became a mainstream thing that you do in theater. Mm-hmm. And I think that it was not fully heard in a way that, like, I think if that got raised, well, one, I think today it just wouldn't have been done.
Wouldn't do it,
but I think if it was 5 years later, I think it would have been like received really differently by the people putting it on.
Yeah,
I also think if we had been able to, I don't think that necessarily students should be a part of the conversation of what shows get chosen, but I think at that point they'd already bought, like, it's set. It's done. Yeah. Like, we were too far. We had cast the show. We were like in rehearsals and we were like, should we? They were going to do it no matter what. Yeah. They would have just recast it if people were like, well, I'm walking out. They'd been like, okay. Who else wants to play whatever?
I will say personally, there's that one line in the end of Act 1 where they do the like sushi tamagotchi or whatever, like sake teriyaki. I never said those words. I just did the choreography and like
I think it's like hibachi Nagasaki.
Something like that. Like, yeah.
Odu Benihana?
Yes.
That's one of them.
Odu Benihana, yeah.
What I so vividly remember too was the fact that something got raised that was like at first it was raised in kind of a broad way of like, we have some concerns about how race is treated in this. And then it was immediately like, because there's an interracial kiss between like a white man and a black woman. And we were like, no. That's not. And I remember us being like, because of the way that it like makes Asian people into props and like makes really broad references to all of Asian culture. And they were like, racism against Asian people? I'm not sure that's... Because I think that's only a thing with black people was sort of like the vibe that I got.
Yeah, because I think that was also like what they were concerned about. It's like we were singing... It was like we were singing jazz and like we were in zoot suits. And,
I mean, that's its own layer of like, we just did La La Land.
And they were trying to be like, no, that's a celebration. I'm like, oh no.
We're saving Gilbert and Sullivan with jazz.
Yeah, that's definitely what we did. Hold on, I'm gonna try stopping my video to see if it will help with the fact that I've been freezing a little bit. It's been better than last time.
Yeah, it has been better.
I think
wow, Molly, you look so good.
Oh my god, Molly, you've never looked better.
Oh my god, the M's on your name look so good.
Yes, a homely maiden. Anyway.
Oh, is there not?
I think that I'm sure that all of the people who were involved in that conversation who had power at the time have grown since that time. I think we've all grown. I think that I would approach it differently now.
Sure.
And so, great. That was 10 years ago. Let's look at how far we've come in the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lovely. That's my takeaway, but I won't speak for both of you.
Yeah.
I mean, I was the lead. Let's just say it. Let's all get out there and say it. I was the star.
Adam was a great.
What is his name?
I don't even remember. The guy with the list.
I've got
Coco.
A list. Coco. I was Coco.
Coco. Yeah.
And he did a great job. The cast was really good.
The show was good.
The show was good.
It was just weird.
It
would be weirder today.
Oh yeah.
But even then we were like, Huh.
It's funny because when I was in Florida doing Young Frankenstein, I was with my castmates were in a UCF production. They just did Hot Mikado, and their Hot Mikado was like, it's in like an underground Tokyo rave. So like it's like very neon colored wigs. And I was just like, okay, where are the Asian people still? That's still the root of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it makes less sense than to do jazz. At least we still set it in like zoot
In like
suits.
30, yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, both of you were great in it, and there was a lot of fun times.
I loved my song, "Braid the Raven Hair." I feel like I grew into it and was like, I really loved singing that song. So.
I felt like that was a continuation of your festy role, personally, because RJ, I have always felt that one of your gifts as a performer is that you make people feel very at home watching you.
Oh,
so you are very good at those roles that kind of take people through what's happening.
Thank you very much.
Adam, you're fine. Whatever.
Adam, you will just do anything for a laugh, and that's
and Adam, you make everyone feel that you are homo, and so that's your gift to the stage.
Stupid.
No, Adam was the lead. He was stage. Anyway, let me finish off Martin's thoughts.
Yes.
Okay, I was frozen, but now we're back. Let me finish off Martin's thoughts. This is a concept that goes back to the 20s or 30s, and I have also found it both delightful and a guilty pleasure. The Mikado is such a fraught topic. It's Gilbert and Sullivan's masterpiece, but in antiquated performance practices and changing norms have made it toxic, understandably, but somewhat unfairly, in my opinion. I won't go into a whole thing about it, but I, a white guy, do have thoughts, and he capitalized the T in thoughts. I would love to hear yours. I think that, like, ultimately, I don't actually know enough about the original Mikado.
Yeah.
I assume that some of what was in Hot Mikado is lifted from the Gilbert and Sullivan. So I can't comment on how fairly or unfairly it's been done. I think, who knows? Maybe it could be done in a way that subverts it and fixes some of the problems.
I feel like that's the only really good strategy, at least for now, for those pieces. It's like, yeah, if you subvert it, give it to the.
I think it's concert version, like we talked about with Carousel.
With
I think you just have to do the specific pieces you like removed from whatever. Because even if you still cast an all Japanese cast, it's still like broadly Asian jokes written by white people in Britain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then if you take it back, I don't know if there's a way to do it, but certainly I won't be the person to figure that out.
And
So.
we're gonna figure it out right here.
Do it.
We're
It's
gonna do it.
showcase.
Yes. RJ, no need for you to be part of this conversation. Adam and I've got it.
Okay.
We'll figure it out for you.
Just let me know. Let me know on the first day of rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
Adam is going to take a inhaler break.
Oh.
You can probably turn your face back on. I don't think it made any difference.
I know. It was good at first. And
I record.
Well, thank you, Martin, for your thoughts. Oh.
Let's take that. Can we take that again?
Can we take that again, Molly?
Yep. Thank you, Martin, for your thoughts, and thank you for sending us 2 emails. But I think for the sake of time, in the interest of time, that's what I was trying to say. We're going to move on to Rocky Horror. Despite Martin's brilliant contributions to the history of D'Oyly Carte, I think we'll save that for another day, perhaps.
Yeah.
And Martin, if you want to send us an email about Dear Evan Hansen,
that's what I really want to know.
I want to hear.
How did the algorithm get you on Dear Evan Hansen?
Right.
Oh yeah. Did you find us because you are a pirate stan, and then Google pushed this to you or something?
Yeah.
How did you stumble upon us?
We're looking for SEO.
Yeah. What was the search engine optimization? What's the Google Analytics?
We have a survey we'd love for you to fill out if you.
Our sponsors really appreciate knowing more about our listeners.
Our sponsors, D'Oyly Carte.
The Mikado Preservation Foundation.
No, it's our local chapter of the Gilbert and Sullivan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.